Namaste to you all. Hari Om Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha. Another Srishti Sukta, Hiranyagarbha Sukta. Hari Om Hiranyagarbha Samavartata Bhutasya Jata Patireka Asit Tadadhara Prithivim Tyamute Mang Kasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema Ya Atmada Balada Yasya Vishwopasate Prashisham Yasya Devaha Yasya Chayamritam Yasya Mrityuh Kasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema Ya Pranato Nimishato Mahitvaika Idraja Jagato Babhuva Ya Ishe Asya Tripadaschatuspadah Tasmai Devaya Havisha Vidhema यस्य मे हिमवन्तो महित्वा यस्य समुद्रं रसया सहाहुः यस्येमा प्रदिशो यस्य बाहु कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम येन द्यौरुग्रा पृथिवी च दृळ्हा येन स्वस्तम्भितं येन नाकः यो अन्तरिक्षे रजसो विमानः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम यं क्रन्दसि यवसातस्तपाने अव्यैक्षेतां मनसा रेजमाने यत्रादिसूरवदितो विभाति कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम आपो यद्बृहतिर्विश्वमायुं गर्भं दधाना जनयन्तीरग्निं ततो देवानां समवर्ततासुरेखः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम यश्चिदापो महिना पर्यपश्यद्धक्षं दधाना जनयन्तीर्यज्ञं यो देवेश्वरि देव एका आसीत् तस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम मानो हि संसीजनिताय पृथिव्या यो वा दिवं सत्यधर्मा जजाना यश्चापश्चन्द्राबृहतिर्जजाना कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम प्रजापते न तद्वेता न तद् न त्वदेतान्यन्यो विश्वा जातानि परिता बभूव यत्कामास्ते जुहुमस्तन्नो अस्तु वयग्गस्यामपतयोरयीणाम् Om Shanti 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 Nyastatmiya Param Varaprada Vairagya Bhagyo Dado Vedanta Mritasaravanta Managha Shri Srinivasat Guroho Shri Shailanmaya Kaustubhasya Tanayam Shreyo Nidhe Shri Nidhe Vande Sadhu Kataksakeli Nilayam Shri Krishna Saddeshikam Gita Sugita Kartavya Kimanyai Shastra Sangrahaihi या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखपद्मात् विनिसृता मलनिर्मोचनं पुंसां जलस्नानं दिने दिने सकृद्गीताम्बसि स्नानं संसारमलनाशनम्. So we have start the chapter 10. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Bhuya eva mahabaho shruну me paramam vachaha yatteham priyamanaya vakshyami hitakamyaya. He says, Bhuya eva, listen some more, Arjuna. Krishna is saying, of my supreme words. Shrunu me paramam vachaha, supreme words, which I speak for your good. Priyamanaya, teham priyamanaya, because you are dear to me and you are interested in what I have to say. You are vakshyami hitakamya. You are interested, you are also dear to me. So, both are important when you want to be interested and we also like them. Otherwise, maybe too much for them. Good. Shri Bhagavan
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Bhuya eva mahabaho
Bhuya eva mahabaho
Shunu me paramam vachaha
Shruну me paramam vachaha
Yatteham priyamanaya
Yatteham priyamanaya
Vakshyami hitakamaya.
Vakshyami hitakamyaya.
He talks about, basically he's talking about himself. Name viduhu suraganaha prabhavanna mahashayah ahamadirhi devanam maharshinancha sarvashaha. He says, even the devas, they don't know me. Even devaganas and the maharshis, none of them really know my origin. Prabhavaha, they don't know, because in every way, um, I am. I am the source of them all. Because I am the source of them, how can they know me like that? Both Maharshis and Suraganas. So even the Devas and the Maharshis don't know my origin. Aham Adir, they don't know. Adihi, they don't know. And my origin, they don't know, because in every way, I am the source of them all. Name viduh suraganaha
न मे विदुः सुरगणाः
prabhavan maharshayah
प्रभवं न महर्षयः
aham adirhi devanam
अहमादिर्हि देवानां
maharshinam cha sarvashah.
महर्षीणां च सर्वशः.
So he is the Adi of both Devana and Maharshi, all of them. Okay. Continues. Emamajamanaadincha vetti lokamaheshwaram asammūಢः samartyeshu sarva papai pramuchyate. So one who knows me as the supreme Lord of the universe without birth or beginning. Mam ajam anadinta. No ajam, no birth, no end. No beginning, no end. One who knows me like that, one who knows that has really understood me correctly and is free from evil, because a person is free from evil. In other words, recognizing the great force that governs the cosmos, all the order in the universe, how everything is so orderly in the universe. Such people have attained true humility and are thus freed from evil. Yoma ajamanadinsha
यो माम् अजमनादिं च
vetti lokamaheshwaram
वेत्ति लोकमहेश्वरम्
asammūಢः samartyeshu
असम्मूढः समर्थ्येषु
sarvapapai pramuchyate.
सर्वपापैः प्रमुच्यते.
We continue. Buddhirgnānamasammohah kshama satyam dhamah shamah sukham dukkam bhavo bhavo bhayameva cha. Talks about all the different things like intellect, the wisdom, clarity, kshama, forgiveness, satyam, truth, dhamma is self-control, then shama is the serenity or calmness, sukham, joy, dukkam, sorrow, death, uh, all these things, fear, courage, all the dualities also, it continues. Basically, intellect, wisdom, clarity, forgiveness, truth, self-control, calmness, joy, sorrow, birth, death, fear, courage. And it continues in the verse. Buddhirgnānamasammohah
बुद्धिर्ज्ञान असम्मोहः
क्षमा सत्यं दमः शमः
क्षमा सत्यं दमः शमः
सुखं दुःखं भवो भावो
सुखं दुःखं भवो भावो
भयं च अभयमेव च.
भयं च अभयमेव च.
So all the differences are from me only. Continues here. Ahimsa samata tushtihi tapodanam yasho yashah bhavanti bhava bhutanam matta eva prithak vidaha. It continued here. Ahimsa is, of course, the benevolence. Samatha is ahimsa is kind of benevolent thing, and no himsa. Samatha is equanimity. Tushti is fulfillment. Tapaha is austerity. Dhanam, the generosity. Yashaha is fame. Yashaha, ayashaha, yashaha. Ill fame, both of them. Infamy, fame as well as infamy. All these arise from me alone. Mattayeva prithak, all these different things are arising from me only. So the benevolence, the equanimity, fulfillment, austerity, generosity, fame, infamy, all these arise from me alone. Ahimsa samata tushtihi
अहिंसा समता तुष्टिः
तपोदानं यशो यशः
तपोदानं यशो यशः
भवन्ति भावा भूतानां
भवन्ति भावा भूतानां
मत्त एव पृथग्विधाः.
मत्त एव पृथग्विदाः.
He talks about people are who know them. Maharshayas sapta purve chatvaro manavastata madbhava manasa jata eshan loka imah prajaha. Talks about the seven Maharshis of the past, the four ancient ones. Chatvaro, four ancient ones, and Manus. Uh, and the Manus are all projections of my thought. Madhava, Manasa, Jata. They're projections of my thought, my mind, and they have powers like me. The creatures of the world came forth from them. So they are the subsequent from coming from him, and from him came the we know all these manus for each manvantara, all those things. So they are they came from me and they have a lot of powers like me. And from them, all the creatures came. Ima Prajaha, of the Loka, all the Ima Prajaha of Loka, they all came. So the seven Maharshis, the four ancient ones, and the Manus are projections of my thought. And they have powers just like me. The creatures of the world all came from them. Basically, the seven sages, like Saptarishis, we say, depending on the system, or three Bru, Kutsa, Vasishta, Gautama, Kashyapa, like that, and the four ancient ones, and the 14 Manus. Talked about Manus for each Manvantara is ruled by a Manu. They are the ancestors of the human race. Like if you notice in any of our Gotras, uh, if you see the Pravara, they finally go to one of the Saptarishis. Even if you have 5 or 3 or 4, in my case, it goes to Angirasa. In Hari's case, it goes to Atri. So like that, all of them go to one or the other 7 rishis. And I think Kashyapa has the highest number. So if somebody doesn't know, they say Kashyapa Gotra. So that is like a very generic. Kashyapa has the widest number. Okay. Maharshaya Sapta Purve
महर्षयः सप्त पूर्वे
Chatvaro Manavastata
चत्वारो मनवस्तता
Madbhava Manasa Jata
मद्भावा मानसा जाता
Yesham Loka Imah Prajaha.
येषां लोक इमाः प्रजाः
एतां विभूतिं योगञ्च मम यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः स्वो हि सो विकम्पेन योगेन युज्यते नात्र संशयः. So the one who understands the yogic powers of me, my vibhuti, all the yogic powers, and my manifold manifestations, that is the vibhutim, all the different manifestations and the yogic powers, such a person steadily established in the yoga. So we compare yogena. There is no doubt about this. So one who understands my yogic powers and my manifold manifestations becomes steadily established in the yoga. There is no doubt about this. The idea is once, as he had told in the past, Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra Sarvancha Mayi Pashyati. Here in this chapter, he is going to identify all his manifestations, which is once you look at that, connect with that, then you're actually established in the yoga. In a way, you are looking at the Supreme all the time like that. Even if you are not able to see ourselves, he's giving a lot of examples here. In the rest of the chapter, it comes all his manifestations. Etam vibhutim yogancha
एतां विभूतिं योगं च
mama yo vetti tattvataha
मम यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः
sovikampena yogena
सोऽविकम्पेन योगेन
yujyate natra samshayaha.
युज्यते नात्र संशयः.
So Avikampena, unshakable. They will be so much established in the yoga. In fact, this chapter itself is called Vibhuti Yoga. The name of this chapter is Vibhuti Yoga. So because different manifestations of him is said, we translate it as divine splendor. Continues, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. The wise people realize that I am the origin of all and everything evolves out of me. So, aham sarvasya prabhava. Prabhava, origin of everything. Aham matta sarvam pravartate. They all come from me. They emerge out of me. Knowing this, iti matva bhajante mam. They worship me. Who? The wise people. The Buddha bhava samanvitaha. With all their heart, they worship me. They realize that I am the source of everything. Everything comes from me. Having realized that, the wise worship me with all their heart. Aham sarvasya prabhavo
अहं सर्वस्य प्रभवो
mattah sarvam pravartate
मत्तः सर्वं प्रवर्तते
iti matva bhajante mam
इति मत्वा भजन्ते मां
buddha bhava samanvitaha.
बुधा भावसमन्विताः.
Something here. Machchitta madgata pranaha bodhayanta parasparam katayantascha man nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So such kind of people are machchitta madgata pranaha. Their always focus is totally with me, with their sense totally absorbed in me. Bodhayantan, bodhayantaha parasparam, to forever they speak of me, katayantaha mam nityam. They speak of me all the time with lot of joy and glory, peace and joy. Tushyanticha ramanticha. So their focus is on me, with the kind of people he talked about in the previous verse. With their senses absorbed in me, they enlighten one another. Bodhayantaha, forever, nityam, they speak of my glory. Katayantaha, katayantascha mam. They speak about me with with immense peace and joy. Tushyanticha, ramanticha. Like I was telling yesterday, I have noticed this kind of behavior with Satya Sai Baba Bhaktas. I was surrounded by a few of them, and I see how joyously they were talking. They did this, they did that, like that. This is true with anything we love very much, right? Like we talked about yesterday, when the World Cup match was going on, people who are dedicated, they were always talking about it. Machchitta madgata pranaha
मच्चित्ता मद्गतप्राणाः
bodhayanta parasparam
बोधयन्तः परस्परं
katayantascha man nityam
कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं
tushyanti cha ramanti cha.
तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च.
Then he talks about satkand tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadhami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. So for such kind of people who are always engaged in me, satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam, they worship me with lot of love, non-stop. That kind of people who are devoted to me. So I grant them the power of discretion, even in increase their power of discretion. Datami buddhi yogam tam. I make them more intelligent. That kind of people, so that they may unite with me unwaveringly. Basically, he was telling in the past, he said, whatever form you worship, I established their faith in that very form. Here he's talking same way. Those who are worshipping me, so instantly, I basically, who are devoted to me, I make them, I grant them the power of discretion, make them even deeper to be united with me all the time. Tesham satata yuktanam
तेषां सततयुक्तानां
bhajatam piti purvakam
भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं
dadami buddhi yogantam
ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं
yena yena mamupayanti te.
येन मामुपयान्ति ते.
Continues the same thought. Eshamevanukampartham ahamajnanajantamah nashayamyatmabhavastho gnanadipena bhasvata. Out of my own anukampa, out of my own kindness, I residing in their hearts, destroy the darkness. Nashayam atmabhavastho gnanadi, then I eliminate them. I destroy the darkness, a darkness of ignorance, by lighting the lamp of knowledge. Basically, out of my kindness, his response for people who are so dedicated to him, I residing in their hearts, destroy the darkness of ignorance by lighting the lamp of knowledge. Nana deepena bhasvata. Teshamevanukampartham
तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम्
aham ajnanajantamah
अहम् अहम् अज्ञानं तमः
Agnanajantamah
अज्ञानजं तमः
नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्थो
नाशयाम्य आत्मभावस्त.
तो नाशयामि नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्थो ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वत.
ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वत.
So now, after all this sermon, Arjuna talks. Arjuna uvacha param brahma parandhama pavitram paramam bhavan purusham shashvatam divyam adi devam ajam vibhum. He added lot of adjectives. You are the supreme, Arjuna says, param brahma, and you are the ultimate refuge, parandhama. You are the most sacred purifier, pavitram, paramam bhavan. You are the uh, greatest purifier. Then you are the Lord of Lords, right? You are the Supreme Spirit, you are the Purusha, you are the eternal, Shashvatam, you are the divine Adi Deva, unborn, Ajam, and you are all pervading, Vibhum. So basically, Arjuna describes the Supreme like this. So you are the Supreme Brahman, the ultimate refuge, the greatest purifier, the Supreme Spirit, the Lord of Lords, then the eternal, the divine, the unborn, and the all-pervading. So many adjectives. Unborn refers to something that is always there, eternal. So Arjuna uvacha
अर्जुन उवाच
param brahma param dhama
परं ब्रह्म परं धाम
pavitram paramam bhavan
पवित्रं परमं भवान्
purusham shashvatam divyam
पुरुषं शाश्वतं दिव्यम्
adidevam ajam vibhum.
आदिदेवम् अजं विभुम्.
And continue some more about him. Ahustvam rishayas sarve devarshi naradastata asito devalo vyasah swayam chaiva pravishime. So this is how all the rishis have spoken of you, including rishis recognized Asita, Devala, and Vyasa. And the divines here, of course, Narada is always telling Narayana, Narada, describe you. And you yourself has told, the earlier verses Krishna himself told, besides you have confirmed it yourself. He told all the great things about himself. So he says that this is how all the rishis, including Asita, Devala, Vyasa, and the divines here, Narada, Devarshi, describe you. Besides, you yourself have also confirmed it. Ahustvam rishayas sarve
आहुस्त्वां ऋषयः सर्वे
devarshi naradastatha
देवर्षि नारदस्तथा
asito devalo vyasah
असितो देवलो व्यासः
स्वयं चैव प्रवीशिमे.
स्वयं चैव ब्रवीषि मे.
सर्वमेतद्धृतं मन्ये यन्मां वदसि केशव न हि ते भगवन् व्यक्तिं विधुर्देवा न दानवाः. Before I go, I want to tell something. There is one son here in Cincinnati named Devala. I've never heard of Devala, anybody being named. When I heard Devala name, oh, it's in Gita. So I told his father, it is in Bhagavad Gita, your son's name. I thought I am the only one who knows Gita. Anyway, I was thinking like that. He said all their names comes from chapter 10, pretty much, he said. His name is Janardana. His son's name is Devala. Wife's name is Bharati. And daughter's name is Saumya. That word also comes in chapter 10. Tava Saumyam Janardana. In Gita itself it comes. So all the four names, we have derived it from Gita only. But anyway, I don't know any of you have heard Devala name, but I know one Devala. He's a lawyer. सर्वमेतद्धृतं मन्ये यन्मां वदसि केशव न हि ते भगवन् व्यक्तिं विधुर्देवा न दानवाः. He says that um, all this, O Krishna, sarvametadhritam manye, all this I take as true. So many rishis have told about you and yourself has confirmed. I really don't have any doubt about that. Nahite Bhagavan. Neither the gods nor their enemies can truly know your infinite grandeur. Of course, they have told few things about you, and you have told yourself also. So I take all this as true, but still neither the gods nor their enemies can truly know your infinite grandeur. Vidur deva na danavaha. Viduhu deva na danavaha. Neither devas nor the danavas, the rakshasas. Nobody can really know. Nahite bhagavan vyaktim. None of them can know you fully. Says. Sarvametadhritam manye
सर्वमेतद्धृतं मन्ये
यन्मां वदसि केशव
यन्मां वदसि केशव
न हि ते भगवन् व्यक्तिं
न हि ते भगवन् व्यक्तिं
विधुर्देवा न दानवाः
विदुर्देवा न दानवाः
स्वयमेवात्मनात्मानं वेत्थ त्वं पुरुषोत्तमा भूतभावन भूतेश देव देव जगत्पथे. So he says, only you know, because nobody else can know you that fully well. Only you know yourself. O Supreme Person, he says that, O source of all beings, Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha, you are the Lord and you are the source of all, Lord of all. O Lord of all beings, Lord of lords, so Deva Deva, Jagatpate, Master of the universe. So only you know yourself. O Supreme Person, you are the source of all beings. You are the Lord of all beings, Lord of lords, and Master of the universe. He talks about it, glorifies him more. Swayamevātmanātmānam
स्वयमेवात्मनात्मानं
vettatvam purushottama
वेत्तत्वं पुरुषोत्तम
bhuta bhavana bhutesha
भूतभावन भूतेश
deva deva jagatpate.
देव जगत्पते.
There's a lot of buttering here, right? Bhuta bhavana bhutesha. So then he says, Vaktum arhasya sheshena divya hyatma vibhutayah yabir vibhuti birlokan imam stvam vyapyatishtasi. He says, you are the only one because nobody else knows you, only you know yourself. So you are the only one. Vaktum arhasya asheshena. Speak about yourself without any leaving out nothing. Asheshena arhasya. Only you are qualified to talk about yourself without leaving out anything. All your divine glories. Divya Hyatma Vibhutaya. You are the only one who can tell me in detail about your boundless divine manifestation with which you pervade the entire universe. Yabhir vibhuti bir lokan imam stvam vyapyatishtasi. You pervade the whole world with your glory, with your manifestations. Vaktam arhasya sheshena
वक्तुमर्हस्य शेषेण
दिव्या ह्यात्म विभूतयः
दिव्या ह्यात्मविभूतयः
याभिर्विभूतिभिर्लोकान्
याभिर्विभूतिर्भिर्लोकानां
लोकान् no लोकानां लोकान्
लो, लोकान्
इमांस्त्वं व्याप्य तिष्ठसि
इमां त्वं व्याप्य तिष्ठति
कथं विद्यामहं योगिन् त्वां सदा परिचिन्तयन् केषु च भावेषु चिन्त्योऽसि भगवन्मया. So he says, tell me, O master of yoga, O yogin, katham, tell me how vidyam aham, how should I know you? How I may know you, O blessed Lord, which of your forms should I meditate upon, so that I will always be aware of you? Keshu cha bhaveshu, what forms of you I can meditate on, chintyosi, which I can meditate on, uh, so that I can always be aware of your presence. Because this is not possible for everyone, right? Arjuna also, it's not possible. He had told long back in chapter 6 itself, Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvancha mayi pashyati. So looking at anything, you should be able to connect. But Arjuna says that he really wants to know what forms he can really look at to be able to connect. Even though Krishna says, look at anything, I am there, but it's not possible for everyone. So, katham vidyamaham yogin
कथं विद्यामहं योगिं
tvam sada parichintayan
त्वां सदा परिचिन्तयन्
keshu cha bhaveshu
केषु च भावेषु
chintyosi bhagavan maya.
चिन्त्योऽसि भगवन्मया
This requests him vistarenatmana yogam vibhutin cha janardhana भूय कथय तृप्तिर्हि शृण्वतो नास्ति मे amrutam. So he says, expand, vistaren atmano yogam. Tell me more. Krishna had already told few things early on in this chapter. Tell me more about yourself, your power and glory. I feel that I can never hear enough of you, of your immortal words. I like it so much. You can keep on telling more about yourself. Uh, to expand more on that, he says. So tell me more about your power and glory. I feel that I can never hear enough of your immortal words. Vistarenatmano yogam
विस्तरेणात्मनो योगं
vibhutin cha janardhana
विभूतिं च जनार्दन
bhuya kataya triptirhi
भूयः कथय तृप्तिर्हि
shrinvato nasti me mritam.
शृण्वतो नास्ति मे मृतम्
So those are the immortal words, amritam words. Okay. So Krishna, of course, now he is happy to tell. Sri Bhagavanuvāca hantate kathayishyāmi divya hyatma vibhūtayah pradhānyata kurushrestha nāstyanto vistarasya me. So he says, indeed, Hanta, indeed I will tell you, there is no end to my manifestation. I will tell you, Nastyanto, there is no end for that manifestation. I will share with you just a few prominent ones. Divyahyatma Vibhutaya. So he says the pradhanyatah kuru shrestha. So he's obviously praising Arjuna, pradhanyata and kuru shrestha, foremost and main kuru shrestha. After Arjuna has praised him so much, so now Arjuna also got very good name from Krishna, kuru shrestha. Like that. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
श्रीभगवानुवाच
Hantate Kata Ishyami
हन्त ते कथयिष्यामि
Divya Hyatma Vibhutayah
दिव्या ह्यात्मविभूतयः
Pradhanyata Kuru Shrestha
प्राधान्यतः कुरु श्रेष्ठ
Nastyanto Vistarasya Me.
नास्यन्तो विस्तरस्य मे.
So my manifestations are many, but I will tell some here. So he starts telling his vibhutis, all the manifestations. Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarvabhutashayastitah Aham Adischa Madhyancha Bhutanam Anta Evacha. So she says, I am the true self in every being. Sarvabhuta Shayastita Aham Atma. Gudakesha is Arjuna. So, O Arjuna, I am the true self, seated in the heart of all beings. Sarvabhuta Shayastita, seated there. Aham Adihi, beginning, the middle, and the end of all creatures. Adischa, Madhyancha, Bhutanam, Anta Evacha, of all the creatures. Anta, Adi, Madhya, and Anta, all the three. Ahamatma Gudakesha,
अहमात्मा गुडाकेश
Sarvabhutashayasthitaha,
सर्वभूताशयस्थितः
Ahamadischa Madhyancha,
अहम् आदिश्च मध्यं च
Bhutanamanta Evacha.
भूतानामन्तमेव च.
So it is on identifying different things. Lot of terminologies here which comes. Obviously, Arjuna was familiar with. We may not be familiar with all of them. Adityanamaham Vishnu Jyotisham Raviram Shubhan Marishar Marutamasmi Nakshatranamaham Shashi. So among the Adityas, we have 11 Adityas. Among the Adityas, I am Vishnu. This. Adityas are the not 11, 12. Adityas are 12 Adityas. Rudras are 11. Adityas are the 12 children of sage Kashyapa and his wife Aditi. Kashyapa, as I was telling, he has many like that children. So through his wife Aditi, uh, so Vishnu is one of the 12 Adityas. It should not be confused with Lord Vishnu. Like that, someone we may call our son's name as Vishnu, but it's not like that. So this is among the Adityas, there is one Aditya by name Vishnu. Then among Jyotisham, Raviram, Shumanam, all the bright things, I am the of the lights, Jyotisham of lights, I am the radiant sun. As you know, sun is the brightest thing in the solar system. So he is the sun among the lights. Marichir Marutamasmi, among Maruts, among the winds, is Marichi. Even the winds in our system have many names. They say that I think there are about there are Maruta, there is a host of wind gods. I think there are supposed to be some 48 or 44 of them. And the Marichi is supposed to be the wind in our immediate vicinity. That is the wind which is most important to us because that is what we are breathing. So whatever wind is close to us is called the Marichi. Marichir Maruthamasmi and Nakshatranam Aham Shashi. Among the stars, I am moon. Doesn't mean that moon is a star. We know that moon was always considered in our system as one of the planets. What it means is in the night sky, moon is the most prominent among the stars. Nakshatranam aham shashi. When you look at the sky, dark sky, of course not on a not any new moon day, but on the other days, the most prominent thing next to the stars is the moon. So that's what it means. So Adityanam Aham Vishnu, Jyotisham Raviram Shuman. So I am Vishnu among the Adityas. Of the lights, I am sun. I am Marichi among the Maruts. Marut is wind. Amid stars, I am moon. Adityanam Aham Vishnu.
आदित्यानाम् अहं विष्णुः
Jyotisham Raviram Shuman.
ज्योतिषां रविरंशुमान्
मरीचिर्मरुतामस्मि
मरीचिर्मरुतामस्मि
नक्षत्राणाम् अहं शशि.
नक्षत्राणाम् अहं शशि
And continues वेदानां सामवेदोऽस्मि देवानामस्मि वासवः इन्द्रियाणां मनश्चास्मि भूतानामस्मि चेतना. Among all the Vedas, we have Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharvana Veda. He says, I am the Sama Veda among the Vedas. I am Indra among the Devas. Of course, Indra is the Vasava is Indra. Devana must be Vasavaha. Indra is the god of the Devas. He is the lord of the Devas, Devendra. So I am Indra among the Devas. Of the senses, we have he says mind. Mind is the master of the senses. It's the sixth sense that is the master of the Indriyana Manaschasmi. And then among living beings, I am the Chetana. I am the consciousness. Jivanam asmi Chetana. Bhutanam asmi Chetana. I am the Chaitanya. I am the consciousness. When that is gone, we are gone. When you are when you are dead, we know there is no consciousness in this person anymore. Right? Vedanam Samavedosmi.
वेदानां सामवेदोऽस्मि
Devanam asmi Vasavaha.
देवानामस्मि वासवः
Indriyanam Manaschasmi.
इन्द्रियाणां मनश्चास्मि
Bhutanam Chetana.
भूतानामस्मि चेतना
In Rudrana Shankarashasmi Vitesho Yaksharakshasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Merushikarinaamaham. Of course, among Rudras, just like there are 12 Adityas, there are 11 Rudras. Among Rudras, he is Shankara. Shankara is the one, Shamkara, one who brings auspiciousness. One should have Sham, Shankara. So among Rudras, he is Shankara. And Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasa, among people, among all the Yakshas and Rakshasas, he is Kubera. Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam, he is Kubera. Vasunam Pavakaschasmi, among five, among Vasus, among mountain peaks, I am Meru. So Rudras are the roarers, they're called the roaring, are the group of storm gods that govern the dissolution aspect of the cosmic cycle. We always say Shiva, Rudra is for the dissolution. That is for the sake of renewal. It is not destruction. Nothing can be destroyed. It is dissolution. That's for the sake of renewal. Among that Shankara itself means one who brings auspiciousness. Is the most auspicious among the Rudras. Because Rudra itself is a roaring deities. Among them, the most auspicious is Shankara. Yakshas and Rakshasas are spirits that have special powers. While Yakshas are semi-divine and benevolent, Rakshasas are notorious in that, okay, and often disturb the harmony. So Kubera is the king of the Yakshas because he has more money than anybody else. Of the Rakshasas of this. Vasus are divinities presiding over the elements of nature. And Meru is, of course, the legendary golden mountain at the center of the cosmos. Rudranan Shankaraschasmi.
रुद्राणां शङ्करश्चास्मि
Vittesho Yaksharakshasam.
वित्तेषो यक्षरक्षसां
Vasuna Pavakaschasmi.
वसूनां पावकश्चास्मि
Merushrikarinamaham.
मेरुशिखरिणामहम्
पुरोदसाञ्च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिम् सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः. So among all the priests, Purodasa high, among all the priests, I am Brihaspati. I am their chief. Of high priests, I am their chief. Brihaspati is considered as the highest of the priests. Uh, among war generals, Tenaninam Aham Skandaha. That is the Skanda or Subramanya. Among the waters, body of waters, the ocean. Because ocean is a very large body. Brihaspati is the principal priest of the Devas. Skanda is, of course, the Senani. He is the army, he is the chief of the army of the Devas. Puro dasancha mukhyam mam
पुरोदसां च मुख्यं मां
viddhi partha brahaspatim
विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिम्
senaninam aham skandah
सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः
sarasamasmi sagarah
सरसामस्मि सागरः
महर्षीणां भृगुरहं गिरामस्म्येकमक्षरं यज्ञानां जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः. Among all the Maharshis is Bhrigu, Bhriguhu Aham. As we talked about in the very opening session, Bhrigu Valli is very famous in Taittiriya Upanishad, right? Even a young kid Bhrigu, like about the age of Shankaracharya, 8 like that, he was you have to able realize that Anando Brahmeti Vyajanat. He said the whole purpose of our living is the food we eat, the air we breathe, the mind we think with, anything we know, we must know is nothing but for joy or bliss. So he realized that at a very young age. So he is considered as the Maharshi. The Maharshidam Bhruguham. There are some people of Bhargava Gotra also very famous. Giram Asmeika Maksharam. So he says that I am the single syllable, Om. All the spoken words, all the sound, Giram, and all the sounds, I am Ekaksharam, that is Om. He says among all sounds is Om. Of course, earlier he had told that Pranavas Sarva Vedeshu, Om is the highest thing of the Vedas. Here he's saying of all these sounds, any kind of sound, I am the among the words. Gram, any word you hear, I am the single syllable Om. Because if you exactly say the Om, you're supposed to say Om. You're starting all the way down from the belly button and it goes out like a Om, like that. So when you do that, you have used every part of your vocal cord, including the silence at the end. So any sound we make has to come from one of these places only. So it covers all the sounds, all the words, all the sounds. So that's why Pranava Sarva Vedeshu, that's why if you know how to say Om right, your vocal variety will be fantastic. It has to, because it uses every part of the vocal cord, including making us to shut our mouth at the end. You go to silence. So every aspect is covered by Om. So Giram Asmi Ekakshanam. Yagnana, Japa Yagnosmi says of all the forms of worship, I am Japa. So Japa is a gentle murmur, right? Gentle murmur. Japa is considered as it's a kind of just a lip moving, and you're not making any noise, and you can do it at any place, anytime. You are not disturbing anybody. You don't need anybody for that worship. For japa, you don't need any ingredient, any material. You don't need flour. You don't need turmeric. You don't need anything. You don't need a bell. Nothing. And it is only gentle murmur, so you're not disturbing anybody either. So that is the highest form of worship. Yagnanam japa yagnosmi stavaranam himalaya. Among immovable things, I am the Himalayan mountain. Okay. Maharshina bhruguraham
महर्षीणां भृगुरहं
giramasmekamaksharam
गिरामस्येकमक्षरम्
yagnanam japa yagnosmi
यज्ञानां जपयज्ञोऽस्मि
स्थावराणां हिमालयः.
स्थावराणां हिमालयः
We'll just do one more verse and then Ashvattha sarvavrikshaणां devarshīणां cha Naradः Gandharvāणां chitraratah Siddhānaं kapilo munihi. So among all the trees, he says, is the Ashvattha vriksha. So trees, I am the Ashvattha. It's a very ficus religious tree. It has given a lot of value in our system. Some people claim it has some special properties. So it also comes in chapter 15, how the whole universe is compared to the inverted tree. The whole life and supreme as well as the earth, all of us, everything compares it to inverted tree. So Ashvattha Sarva Vrikshana Devarishinacha Naradaha. Of course, among all the divine seers, Narada. Among Gandharvas is Chitraratha. And of all the Siddhas, there are so many Siddhas, he is the Kapila Muni. In fact, Kapila Muni is also considered as one of the incarnations of Vishnu himself. Ashvattha Sarva Vrikshanam
अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां
Devarishinaam cha Naradaha
देवर्षीणां च नारदः
Gandharvanam Chitrarataha
गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः
Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi.
सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः.
It's very good. This is just almost like a express train. All the different things he is telling, right? So I will stop here and Hari can highlight few things. And any other questions we have, or if you have something from previous chapter also, that's fine.
Actually, this chapter is just more very descriptive in nature. So it just goes on to tell all the splendor of the splendid.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
I think it's quite self-explanatory in some sense.
Yeah, I think the only some twisters here, some things we are not familiar with, some terminology, some because a lot of this is that's why it is called. Arjuna probably was familiar with all those terminologies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we may not be fully.
It is using whatever he knows and trying to create a general principle.
Yeah, if it was.
Whatever is endowed with any kind of goodness and splendor, you can see.
Yeah, it's true.
And there's also a general tendency that this respect for vibhuti that we need to cultivate. So that is when we can, elevate ourselves also. Sometimes I feel one of the problems in the modern context is that there is the recognition of vibhuti in different things is not probably not as much because the magical aspect of our life because of the technology and everything have come down, so we are not giving the probably sometimes we are not giving the kind of reverence we need to give to the different things around us.
Mhm.
So, like, if, for example, if somebody is a student of music, and when they go and listen to somebody else, and they unless they recognize the greatness of the musician, if they are good, only then they can go and approach them and learn from them and become a student and improve their own standard. Whereas if you listen to anybody playing the violin or a veena or a flute or saying, okay, so what's the big deal in that? You can never elevate yourself. So in that sense, it's important to recognize greatness when we see it, and especially it's difficult when we see it around us. It is easy to talk about some Chitti Babu or T.R. Mahalingam or
Mhm.
Rajaratnam Pillai or somebody, but if there is some young boy or young girl who is in your neighborhood who is a great singer, somehow we are not very happy to accept them as great. So I think it's important for us to wholeheartedly recognize vibhuti wherever we see it.
Yeah, that's very true. We should not always think about somebody's rating in the media. If we see something great, I always tell there There's Vijaya's Sannappan, our Patil here in not too far from us, near Dayton. She's an excellent MC. She's excellent when he conducts interviews and things like that. So among the, I tell her, among the, if in chapter 10, if Krishna had seen you, he will tell among the people who conduct interviews, I am Vijaya. He would have told like that. So this same way when I heard this Gita recitation by Vanishri and Vijay Lakshmi, those two young ladies who did that, I told them, chapter 10, Krishna would say, who is reciting Gita so beautifully? I am Vanishri and Vijay Lakshmi among people who recite Gita, like that. So like that, when we see something, that moment, we see someone great, something great, should feel that. For me, every time this 747 or 7, the jet, the big thing, when it takes off so nicely, I always remember chapter 10, when it takes off like that, so beautifully. The, but the idea, I think, yeah, so Vagaram has some. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, sir, I have a question. In shloka number 6, the Chatvaro Manavastata,
Yeah.
the Chatvaro, the four ancient, you mentioned four ancient. What is the four ancient referring to?
I don't know really who they're. Hari, do you know who the four ancients are?
Yeah, they are. I think this Sanat
Sanata,
Kumara,
Sanat Kumara, yeah, that four youths, right? Yeah,
Sanandana. Yeah, the
yeah,
four
yeah,
youth. So
four
they are the
youths, yeah,
four.
yeah,
Probably the four. They are the four ancient ones.
yeah, four ancient ones. That's right. They always remain young, right? They don't grow old.
Yeah.
They're ancient, like me. They always remain young.
Yeah. No, and also, then he talks about the 14 Manus, right? So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think we discussed earlier, there are
yeah. That
14
is yeah,
Manvantara,
yeah. Chatvaro
14
Manu.
Manu.
Yeah,
So
that is
is
So
it a reference that it is reference to like not when we talk about the youth, it is more the energy. Is it more reference to that he's talking about here?
no, no.
yeah, I mean, so Dr. Raju has put the name here. So very thank you, sir. Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanat Sujata, and Sanat Kumara. So
Yeah.
in fact, you remember Sanat Sujata is also one of the person who comes and gives a huge lecture to Dhritarashtra in the Mahabharata.
Mhm.
There is an entire Sanat Sujati Parva. So these people are for forever young in they're definitely metaphorical for that idea that they are retaining their freshness, and they are always constantly learning and things like that. So
Mhm.
I think it is kind of metaphorical, and then these are the people who are there to guide the generations. Same thing with Manu, right? So a sort of guide for that entire race.
Yeah, he's the leader for that Manvantara, for each Manu. Yeah. 14 Manus for each. Right now we have Vaivasvata, like Chatvaro. They all know him, right? That's what he's telling. All the Manus know him. Sanat Kumara, anyway, sometime.
Okay.
They usually, if you look at all these paintings and things like that of all these sacred rishis, there are always these four little people there. Brahma, all those things like that. You can see that always they're shown among those things. I think even if you see any Patabhiyakam title or any group picture of our gods, anything happening, they will be there. You may ask, he's telling, you should see me in everything, everywhere. Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra. Again, he is telling here, among mountains, I am Himalaya, things like that. So I think the idea is uh, it's not easy for everyone to recognize God in everything. So if you know in Himalaya is there on mountain, so even if you look at a little smaller mountain, you will be able to see God in it. Like if you have never eaten a mango at all in our life, when somebody gives you a not so good mango, we have a very, very bad feeling about it. Once you have eaten a very good mango, then you can even eat a bad mango and still recognize it. It is still mango, right? The same thing, something we have never tasted before. Once you have tasted the best of it, then you can even adjust to not so good of it. That's why they say that when you want to try something new, try it at the best place. If you have never eaten a dosa first eat it in Vidyarthi Bhavan or CTR. Then even if they eat the dosa made by me, it will taste all right. But first date the dosa made by me, they may have a bad taste. So like that. Maybe that's why he's giving examples. He's not contradicting himself because Arjuna had problem seeing that, and so also. Actually, when you look at anything beautiful, we feel God in it. Only when you see a beautiful flower or a child playing, a sunrise, sunset, anything nice we see, like the air, like a big jet taking off or landing, like that. So I think we can try to see God more, and we can stop here for now. Yeah. So सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्, यतो धर्म ततः कृष्णः, यतः कृष्ण ततो जयः. Okay, thank you very much. Continue the Vibhuti Yoga tomorrow.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, sir.